Go.
All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to THL Season 1 Inception All-Star event. You voted for them. You picked your favorites out of each seed, and this weekend we're going to see the red and the blue conferences face off in what will hopefully be not a lot of tryharding. So right now we're going to jump right in with n00basaurus versus Leumer. I believe they're in bands right now, so hopefully we can find where we can hop in just in time. Well, that's a voodoo doctor, so looks like band phase.
Yeah, and it looks.
Or they're playing.
Looks like they have a warrior.
Okay, all right, okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
All right,
because
so
with these all-star matches, these are not necessarily serious meta decks, right?
Correct. In fact, it's largely frowned upon, I think, if there's a secret paladin with only good secrets or something. It's not exactly the troll tournament, but it doesn't really matter. I think in contrast to what Jacksox was just saying on the pre-show, I think it's kind of nice that it doesn't carry a lot of weight here. So there really is no reason to try too hard.
Yeah, PR is not at stake here, so none of these teams are worried about having their PRs affected by this. So.
Exactly. So it's just about having a show, and we know for a fact that everyone who's going to be playing, at least to a degree, knows what they're doing. Theoretically, these are the two worst because they're from the lowest seeds, but I don't think anyone would call either of them bad players.
Right.
All right, here we go. Looks like Silence Druid versus a mage with a Stampeding Kodo.
Mage with a Stampeding Kodo. I mean, it's a
Reno mage. All right.
All right. Well, I would definitely put this matchup in favor of the Silence Druid. Right, because the thing about a Reno Mage is that if he's going full Highlander and playing all 1-ofs, he's just not going to have answers to Lemur's board. Like the answers just don't exist.
Right. He just won't have that removal.
Right.
Right. That makes sense. Now that could, I'm sure his deck's not ready for it, but that could be amazing. That Hobgoblin with Mana Worm or...
Possibly. Mana Worm might be the only thing it hits, though.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I definitely question not playing it there, because it feels like it doesn't... If it's only going to hit one card in your deck, if that card is even in there in the first place, then you might as well just play it there to get more board presence.
Unless there's something in there that we don't know about.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have done much against the Death Lord for sure, but...
If he plays it now, then I definitely agree.
Right. Well, although he does have a duplicate up, so now he doesn't want the Hobgoblin duplicated.
Oh, right. Well, that Kodo could get terrific value. Less good on the Death Lord than it would have been without the Owl, but that Owl also opens up Leumer to really favorable Kodo.
Oh, would you look at that?
Uh-oh. No!
That was a close one. We got there.
Whew.
Scared me for a moment.
It's sinking in. There we go. There it is.
You definitely want to ping off that Owl so that your Stampeding Kodo is good next turn.
It's a big old worm.
Yeah, it's a big booty worm right there. So right here, if you're Leumer, oh man, that Fell Reaver pickup. I was going to suggest possibly going with Mark of the Wild in order to clear off that Hobgoblin, but Keeper of the Grove is also fine. But I'd like to see either a Mark of the Wild or that Fell Reaver.
Not so sure about the Argus. I don't know what that accomplishes.
Keeper of the Grove feels like it's a good play on that Mana Worm, but the MO of your deck is to silence your own minions, not your opponents. And you're not facing the kind of pressure from that Mana Worm to warrant that, especially if you're going to be playing a Fall Reaver.
Now, I don't think he was trying to play around the Kodo, but that worked out pretty darn well.
It did for sure.
I serve the Fire Lord.
There we go. That works out.
Look at that play over the Kodo.
Well, what does the Kodo really get? I guess this opens you up to Mark of the Wild for sure. No? I feel like it's really important to remove the Flame Waker here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, you kind of have a naked Flame Waker. But the alternative was it was pretty awkward board, wasn't it?
It was a bit of an awkward board for sure.
Now he was rolling the dice on Flame Cannon. If that didn't work out, then that could have been bad.
Yeah, but playing the Flame Waker with the Flame Cannon, if it hits the right target, if it hits the Defender of Argus, it's the same thing as playing a Stampeding Kodo,
Right.
except worse.
Right, exactly.
And it hitting the Death Lord was fortunate. It allowed him to clear it off with the Mana Worm, but so does a Stampeding Kodo being on the board.
Yeah, because there's no heals to worry about.
Right. Alright, so he's going all in on this. He's going to play his Fel Reaver and his Darnassus and hope to get a big Wailing Soul next turn.
Well played.
Best thing n00basaurus can do about this is Blizzard it if he's worried about taking this damage. He can Blizzard it this turn and then Flame Strike the following.
Yep. I think that's, no question, the play. I don't know if it's overwhelmingly clear so far that it's the silence, that the shtick is a Silence Druid.
Yeah. It's most likely the
There
Fireball
it is.
down. He can Fireball and ping off the Fel Reaver, and you'll be taking some more damage from the minions on board because it doesn't clear much off, but the Druid's hand is empty. Leumer doesn't have any cards in his hand, and he only has 8 on board.
You want it?
I feel like, well, yeah, maybe he's being a little over-reliant here on Reno.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he gets the extra turn out of it. I guess that's all right. I'm not sure what he's planning on doing next turn.
No, this is absolutely a losing play.
Actually,
For sure.
Flame Strike Frostbolt does clear the board.
It does, but after this Ice Block gets popped, then all Leumer has to do is just Hero Power.
Well, he's going to play Reno,
You can't
so
wait.
he can't Flame Strike.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, if you play Reno, then you just take 1,000,000 damage again. And then you're in another awkward spot, but I guess
you
that's
can
gonna be the
Reno and freeze the Fel Reaver.
Yes, yeah, I think that's the play. Reno and
Yeah.
Frostbolt the Fel Reaver. And then you go into a Flame Strike, and then Lemur's he's out of steam.
Big time. And man, when that second Mana Worm gets drawn, oh no, there is no second Mana Worm because it's Reno.
Yep.
The double Hobgoblin dream. Not today. Not today, everyone.
I guess that's going to be the game.
Well, what could Lemur draw into here?
Ancient of Lore.
Yeah.
He needs to draw Ancient of Lore into just more business.
Oh wow, yeah, Noob just picked up Dr. Boom. Yeah, there's really no. That's quite the swing. I did not see that working out for Noob.
Yeah, you know what? I was skeptical of the line of play that he chose, but
I guess that's what Reno does.
yeah. All right, well,
Yikes. Yeah. Well, sweet.
this is an all right swipe. He should probably run this Sun Fury into the Dr. Boom and take care of the Dr. Boom instead of the Brand Bronzebeard. There aren't many battle
He takes
cries that
7 to his face.
Well, I mean, he's going to be taking 7 to his face whether he clears
matter
the
what,
Dr. Boom
yeah.
now or not.
He agrees.
If he doesn't clear it now, then he takes 7 to the face over multiple turns.
Well, we'll see how much work these boom bots do. This might just be it.
Yep. Well, that was a good game.
Not quite, but
This Fireball will end it. So
Fireball's going to take care of business. All right, so in the first match of the Season 1 All-Star game, n00basaurus is going up 1-0 over Lemur, taking a win with his Reno Mage against a Silenced Druid, who I think, honestly, how do you feel about the Death Lords and the Silenced Druid?
I think it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Having a 3-mana 2/8 in your deck is tremendously useful, whether it has taunt or not.
All right, that's fair. I guess that's why you put the Mark of the Wild in.
Yeah, that too. I mean,
To try
think
to
of it this
build
way.
them up.
If the barometer for a good 3-drop in a meta deck right now is a 3-mana 3/4, 3 mana 2/8 is also really good by those standards. In fact, it's probably better.
It's true, but you also have to. It involves a lot more legwork to actually make it.
Yeah, but in a deck that's
you know,
running
a 3
6
mana 2/8.
silences, I think that you can afford to do it.
Alrighty, Noob is switching over to his druid, which looks a whole lot like a normal druid.
We got our mid-range druid against our zoo. That's cool.
All right.
Cool all-star deck
Exciting.
size.
Exciting news. Ooh, Savage Combatant. Ooh, oh, excuse me.
Oh, it's a beast druid.
It's a beast druid. It's a beast
All right.
druid curve. Whew.
Faith has been restored in the n00basaurus. Lemur, though, you're still looking like a bad zoo deck.
Yeah, looking awfully zooey.
Look at this smelly zoo cards. Alright, so here, huge toad is fine here. Go face with the sapling.
Discover a spell. What do you think he's looking for in the spell over a minion? I guess he's just got a handful of minions.
I don't know, though. I mean, he has a 3-drop, but then after that, what's he playing?
Right.
I guess,
Well,
he's looking for an answer to Implosion. Because he just doesn't have an answer to Implosion at all in his hand. Implosion comes down and he all but loses the game. Alright, so Lemur is going to be able to start exerting a pretty significant advantage here. He puts down this Knife Juggler and runs into the Mounted Raptor. And then the knives get thrown between the Imp coming from that and the Nerubian Egg.
Yep. Well, yeah, he wants to get the Knife Juggler down first.
Absolutely. Oh, man.
Oh, no. Well, I guess with Power of the Wild, that's actually... Oh, that hurts.
Got him.
Well, Savage Combatant's a bit premature.
All right.
Yeesh.
Light's
Maybe
Champion
silence a demon?
bad. Yeah, Light's Champion isn't bad. Because right now you're putting this guy on a zoo deck because he's scum. So you can probably bank on Void Caller coming down at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to see Light's Champion on a Mal'Ganis.
That too. But it still doesn't do much. I mean, you silence it unless you're going to have lethal. It doesn't
Unless you
really
have lethal that turn, exactly.
Yeah.
Dodges the bullet.
Although I
on
would
that
say that Earthen Ring Farseer might have been a better pick, but it's kind of hard to pass up the memes of Light's Champion in this matchup.
Yeah, if it's standard zoo though, there's not a whole lot of aside from the Imp Gang. If it's not Demon Zoo, then that Light Champion might just be pretty dead.
Never throws knives first. There we go. All right.
Nubasaurus reminding himself what that card does.
Yeah. So here,
Well,
oddly enough, I think the Light's Champion comes down.
Oh, I think it has to. I think it curves out.
Yeah.
Well, ooh, no.
Oh boy, Savage Combatant doesn't do a damn thing.
No, opens yourself up to Mortal Coil. Yeah.
Look at Lemur trying to pose as someone who's bringing.
Yeah, he's switching it up over there.
He's trying to put on the guise of someone who brought a deck for this series by putting in a sacrificial pack. We're not fooled.
Yeah, I think last turn, killing off the Knife Juggler and playing the Lights Champion was the way to go.
Yeah.
This turn,
I mean,
it's looking more and more dire. I guess you play the Knight of the Wild, but
the Wild, yeah. I mean, you get the Ancient of Lore next turn, and then
Power Overwhelming Bane of Doom is really going to punish. Or no, all right.
I think this is fine. I don't think there's a problem with this line of play either. I mean, His answer to your Lotheb was playing an Out of the Wild, so what's he going to do when you play Dr. Boom?
Right. Well, with the Direwolf, he can at least trade
He
the
can.
Dr. Boom away. No?
I guess we'd rather take care of a 5/5 than a 7/7. That's okay. I mean, you can just play the Ancient of Lore if you're going to take this route. If he plays a Direwolf Alpha ever, he should be ashamed of himself.
I think it might be sinking in now. See, that's the thing about decks like this. You don't get a whole lot of practice with them because it's not exactly all that much fun to play with them on ladder against
Yeah.
Secret Paladins. So yeah, I think we've seen that Direwolf come down. That was definitely a misplay.
Yeah, barring Boombots. If Boombots weren't on the board, then sure, I guess you can justify making a greedy play to get crazy value out of this.
Right,
meta.
you've already seen a Mortal Coil, so maybe you can
Right.
sneak by, but that is not
But
what's
the
going to happen.
Boombots on the
Oh, a
board.
Dreadsteed!
Oh, please. You don't just
Still
put
not
Dreadseed and
convinced.
Sacrificial Pact in a Zoo deck and say that you're playing something new and interesting. Get out of here. I'm on to you, Lemur. I'm not fooled.
Well played.
Dumb.
Yikes.
I'd like to see him keep that, hold on to that Boombot and just simply power roaming into Nerubian Egg.
Yeah, I agree.
You could have still done it. Still had the option.
Was a mistake.
Yeah, that was a mistake, Lemur. It's okay, though. We forgive
A
you.
natural mistake.
Well, I think that about puts a cork in this one.
So that's going to be 1/1.
1-1. So Lemur's done with his Warlock, and Noob is done with his Mage.
Yep.
So all that's
And-
left are Druid and Paladin for Nubasaurus, and Druid and Mage for Lemur.
All right. I can't hazard to make any predictions about any of these because I have no idea what kind of decks they're playing at all.
Right. Well, so
Nice.
yeah, Nubasaurus has a Beast Druid. We know that, and Lemur has. What did we just see from Lemur?
A natural.
Zoo.
No, the first game.
Oh, shoot. I can't even remember anymore.
Oh, Silence Druid.
There we go. It'll work.
Beast Druid and a Silence Druid. Neither Fun Druids are not performing so far tonight.
Yeah, it's funny that though there are two Druid archetypes that you see, and it's funny that they're the only ones that work, aggro and mid range. Although Brunson would love to tell you a story about how good he thinks Silence Druid is.
Alrighty, and they're both putting zero faith in the Druid. That's a secret.
Fight with honor.
And that's a
That's
Gadgetan
There
auctioneer.
we go.
Good work, Lemur. Alright, so this is
Force
like,
that.
it seems to be some Divine Shield secrets-oriented deck.
So
I'm
I'm
gonna see
sure a
the
Blood
cards.
Knight is involved.
Right.
Sacred Trial.
Well met.
Well, I guess you play that now.
Sure.
Definitely play that over the Eye for an Eye because pings.
You're not going
you
to take a lot of
against the
damage just
mage.
yet. Well, so you've got an Annoyatron. Oh, okay. So he's all set for his next 2 turns.
Yeah.
Lemur's. I guess you just ping the Annoyatron. Oh. Or you play
Oh, you just play the best
Portal.
card in the game.
That's right.
Just
Taking an
how
awful
you
long
thinking
time to
about it?
decide. Yeah.
Play that scummy card. Go for it. Go on ahead.
Rolling those dice.
You see,
It's another
Now,
card
okay.
that makes you sense.
yeah. So here's the thing: is that you would look at that and say, "Oh my gosh, he got a card he couldn't even play on this Annoyatron board." No. What's gonna happen is that when turn 8 comes around, that Force Tank Max is gonna come down on an empty board, and then it's gonna become a squirrel, and then you're gonna hear me curse a lot.
I believe it.
Hate this. Alright, so I think you play the Eye for an Eye now, because you have the mana for it, and these pings will definitely be directed at the minions before your face.
You do it just for the sake of using mana?
Yeah, you do it just for the sake of using mana and making sure that you have room for other cards that you play going forward.
I wonder.
That's a super full hand.
It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff for that Gadgetzan auctioneer, though. Because he has
By the
the
way, if
arcane
anyone
lesson
who actually works on the game is listening, it's ridiculous that the only time you can hover and see how many cards are in a hand is when it's not your hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bothersome. And there's no cute trick to counting it either.
And there's no hover state that you get to see when they're looking at your deck to see how many cards are in it.
Well played.
Which I think is also important and totally doable. But
it is important when you consider
aside.
the fact that they have the hover state for when you're hovering
for everything
over
else. Right. I know when you're looking at a minion, you also don't get to see when they're checking decks.
Well played.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be really interesting to see how players might play differently. Because I know that I judiciously check decks, but I might do it less if...
Yeah, it's one of those things where if this were a live TCG, an in-person TCG, and you were to ask someone how many cards are in their deck, like you would have to ask them that question, and then they would know that that's a part of your consideration.
Which I think is the idea behind the hovering, is that it's pretty obvious to tell if someone says, hey, can I see that card real quick?
So, Leumer here decided to go face with the Cog Hammer instead of using it to clear a minion and keeping his 1/1 alive. Not quite sure how I feel about that. But he'll never be punished because he has Mysterious Challenger coming down on back-to-back turns.
None of your business.
Oh my.
Now let's check these secrets.
Yeah, what do you got in the tree?
Repentance,
So
Competitive Spirit,
pretty
Redemption.
standard stuff, except, there's no,
We'll sacrifice, no avenge.
yeah. Interesting. So let's see to what length Leumer tries to play around it. By the way, if I was Leumer right now, I'd be pretty annoyed.
Yep.
Not just from the aptly named Annoyatrons.
Alright, so that's gonna be Redemption.
That's a pretty sweet redemption target. Wow, this is annoying.
Yeah, this is a very difficult situation to parse. I don't think that...
He's just going to roll the dice in a real big way here.
Alright.
He sort of got ahead of it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, none of his minions became a Devil Sword, and that's really all you cared about. It got to pop the Repentance, which is important because you want to be playing the Gadgetzan Auctioneer most likely over the next couple of turns.
And now the Competitive Spirit didn't hit two... Ooh, not bad. The Competitive Spirit didn't go onto two things with a Divine Shield.
So what if he plays so the Sacred Child's still there. So you can just go face with everything and just snipe.
Hopefully that's what he...
that Gadgetzan.
Oh. I think he might just be getting overexcited here, because I think you've got the Divine Shield. You could have just done... How much damage did he just not do to face? 9? So
yeah.
he could have him at 8 health right now, and be guaranteed that the next thing to come down is dead.
Yeah. Either way, he definitely should have used his weapon on one of the minions. He's been preserving this life total for reasons that I can't understand, and at the consequence of minions that do repetitive damage.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Arcane Missile is going to pop this Eye for an Eye. If he goes that route.
That healing touch is going to be real important.
Dunked.
Hello.
Well met.
Yeah, see, this Sacred Trial is just doing nothing now.
Alright.
Well, it's safe from the Devil's Sword. We haven't seen any sort of polymorph or anything.
You know what's funny? If Leumer's running Frost Nova, he might just win this game. Because if you can set up for an Archmage Frost Nova, then the game's just over. Until he fireballs
What to do?
and pops Eye for an Eye with Fireball and loses.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that it's reasonable to drop down Gadgetzan Auctioneer right here. Might even consider just frost bolting the Force Tank Max, even though it doesn't do any damage to it. It kind of keeps your Gadgetzan Auctioneer alive because that water elemental is going to stay frozen on your opponent's turn.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was a bit hasty and a little rash to play the flame cannon right there. Because if it had hit the 1/1, it would have been devastating.
Yeah. If it hit anything else, it would have been devastating. If it hit the Force Tank Max, it would have been pretty
That's true,
devastating.
because he didn't even have the mana to take care of it
Yeah.
with the Frostbolt.
Alright, this could do a lot of work right here. This Flame Waker.
Yeah, no hesitation. There it comes.
So you start with Frostbolting that 7/7 for sure. I guess it doesn't matter what order you do that in, actually.
Yeah, because you don't have...
7 down there.
Right. Oh, no! Eye for an eye for 1 damage.
Alright, here I think that this is a mistake.
Well, no, it gets it into ping range. But yeah, right. If it hadn't hit it at all,
Yeah.
that would have been really awkward. It's totally true.
What? Okay.
Alright, well,
I
here
would have
comes
liked
another
to see
serious challenger.
I'd like to see him Frostbolt n00basaurus' face there to preserve your Flame Waker to keep it alive. But he
I
really
guess
wanted to see
he didn't have a lot of... He might... The Flameworker did its job, and so now he needs something to work with Antonidas, I guess, to make fireballs.
Right, this is huge. This is actually a huge turn. He has to go Antonidas with Mirror Images and Frostbolt on probably the 6/6.
Well, does it still freeze if it doesn't deal the
Yes.
damage?
Yeah, it does. It does still freeze it.
Okay, unlike the minions.
I don't think he knows that, though.
It doesn't seem to. I guess...
I mean, this accomplishes the same goal.
Yeah, exactly. Unless he draws a weapon or that.
Well played.
Dunked. Well. Rip Archmage, punished. What?
What? No! Oh.
On the bright side, this Gadgetzan Auctioneer is dead to Sacred Trial. Oh, no, it's not, because he kills Mirror Images, obviously. What are you thinking? Alright, so... This was Leumer's ticket back into the game.
Yeah, big time.
Oh boy.
Wow.
And that was n00basaurus' ticket right back into the game himself.
Well met.
Well met. BM.
This game, though.
I got the best deals
Well
anywhere.
played.
This doesn't... That just... keeps him alive at 3.
Well, now it keeps him alive at 1, depending on what he draws.
No, because he gets the ping.
Oh, he gets the ping. Yeah. Don't play it.
Reporting for duty.
I think he's gonna play it. Oh, he's crazy.
Uh-oh.
Well, here's the question. Yeah,
Trade
is he gonna
first.
run stuff in first, or oh no, he wants to? You always want to draw first, right?
He knows. He knows.
Does he?
Read. He has the read. That's the only secret left that hasn't been checked yet. Is Sacred Trial. Got him.
Good for him.
Well
I
played.
do not think I would. I think I would have said, "Oh, make sure you draw first," and got correct.
Yep. Oh, look at this. He can play all 3 of those cards. No, he can't.
No! Use the fireball. Oh wait,
That's-
never mind. It's silence. My bad. I was gonna say make another fireball.
Alright, so now n00basaurus has outs in Holy Wrath.
Reporting for duty.
Avenging Wrath if he rolls really well.
Reporting for duty.
You gotta go face with this weapon at this point.
Oh, for
Just
sure.
squeeze in every point of damage that you can. Playing that zombie child was definitely a mistake. It could be at 2 right now. And then be dead to a consecration. Now he's going to cycle through his entire deck. I'd like to see him play the Source's Apprentice in Fireball phase. You already
Yeah, I
know
would
it's
too.
an eye for an eye.
What to do? What to do?
Well, I guess no, he shouldn't do that because he's got no way of not getting the apprentice or not having the apprentice die.
Ah, I see.
He's just gonna clear the whole board. That's a fine call.
It's very. I think that's
Well played.
yeah. It's
Oh,
fine.
Andy's still
That's
got the
because
catch
one
stick.
added the second quartermaster.
Yeah, he definitely has command right now, but he is still only at 7 health.
Other Peacekeeper's fine here.
Yeah,
Drop
I agree.
on the Azure Drake most likely.
Follow the rule.
We just kill off the Gadgeton Auctioneer. That's also good. These are all stars. They know what they're doing.
See, I don't. But is it really that important that you save 3 damage once?
I think so, because Gadgeton Auctioneer is going to draw through the rest of his damage in his deck.
Well, he still could have killed the Gadgetan. He just would have taken 3 more damage to the face, and that Azure Drake would have 1 damage, right, or 1 attack right now.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Play the mirror.
Time's running out here.
Reporting
Oh,
for
there's the
duty.
Blood Knight. Scouted.
That's no good.
Glory to the Sindora.
4, 8, 11,
Hello.
plus 6. That'll do
Well
it.
met.
Well met indeed.
I am sorry.
Well, props to Leumer. Oh, nice. Is he going to trigger this just for satisfaction? Oh, it doesn't count.
No, only for minions.
It's
play.
only when they play a minion, not summons.
Just do it so that you make sure you see the Sacred Trial going into the next game. Just for prosperity's sake,
Well
just do it.
played.
Well played.
There it
Full
goes.
set of cards.
Doesn't even fatigue himself.
Gadgetan, Auctioneer is doing work there.
Yeah, I mean, what really defined that game was Nubasaurus running out of steam entirely. Nubasaurus definitely.
Yeah, there were
had
definitely some
significant
questionable plays
grip.
there.
But what
I
happened?
think not
Was that-
using the Challenger to kill off that Dr. Boom. Or no, the Antonitis.
Right, it was the owl turn. He could have owled one of the mirror images,
0-2s, yeah.
and then he would have gotten a clean kill on that Antonitis with a divine shield at 6/6. But instead, not only did he not kill the Antonitis that turn, but that allowed.
But he
Leumer-
also killed the images, which let Leumer play more minions.
Well, no, killing the images is fine. Killing the images is fine. The Sacred Trial, it's not so important to play for that if it's coming at the consequence of you missing future damage. But it allowed that Antonitis to stay on the board for about 3 turns, and that was just way too much value, whether it was getting fireballs or not.
Whoa. Choices.
I think
I
like
would go
Multiple-
Savage Roar. Yeah, I saw the Dark Whispers earlier.
He has a Dark Whispers in this deck.
Yeah, he mulliganed it.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Druids don't have
Meanwhile, there's
answers
an eerie
to a board
statue
full
over there.
of 1/1s.
Huh?
Druids never have answers to a board full of 1/1s. So, what do you think about coining the Savage Combatant and innervating a hero power that turn?
I think that he just didn't see it. I think that's unquestionably the right thing to do.
Yeah, and then he curves right into Tomb Spider.
Now, this seems a bit strange.
Well played.
Why would you not silence your...
I'm okay with it. It just gets taunted next turn.
The statue? Yeah, okay.
I'm fine with that. The Ancient Watcher, yeah. I mean, he's running 6 silences in his deck. He'll get there.
No, not the Ancient Watcher. I was thinking the Eerie Statue.
Oh, saving it for the Eerie Statue.
Yeah, so that next turn. But I guess he would not be going into 6 mana if he didn't do that silence. So that's fair.
He got there.
Or he got there anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he's running 2 Owls, 2 Keepers, and 2 Wailing Souls. All right, so Savage Roar might have to come down here. You have to get the jump on that Wailing Soul.
Yeah, and he knows it's in there.
Yep. Don't mind a second Savage Combatant.
Yeah, I just don't think Mukla's worth it. He could innervate it out right now, but he's got 2 big things on the board already.
Right.
All right, that's fair.
So it looks like he's not going to
He's gonna
clear it.
coin
He
that
still
out
could.
next turn, I guess.
Like he still could clear it. He could just play the Savage Roar now, but
Time waits for no one.
well, he's gonna get out the Combatant instead.
That's gonna.
Hoping for a big turn next turn with the Druid of the Saber into Savage Roar.
Yeah. Well, that's still not enough mana to use your hero power.
It's not, but how much damage is that? That's 3, 5, 6.
Well, the saber versus your hero power, there's no difference actually.
My thanks.
Uh-huh.
to you.
Oh, right. Yeah, because of the because of the Savage Combatant. Yep.
It's just 2. Yeah, it's 2 damage no matter what. But that 8/8 taunt, that's real.
Yeah. So this is
So
definitely
yeah, you use the saber here because you don't want to take that to the face. So what's the most efficient? Yeah, so he doesn't need to kill this Savage Combatant here, and I think that's important.
right, and also this huge toad can make another trade very efficient.
Oh, I think you should have done that last.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You should have run a 3/3 in first, but never punished. You could take this 5 to the face, and then that lets you keep your board alive. Your Savage Combatant and your
Like that.
2 alive.
The
People
numbers
are
work out a
scared.
little more evenly here, but
It's a
yeah,
salad
I guess
drink.
that was 9 damage to the face. What were you saying?
It's a silence druid. It's not running combo. He's playing so scared for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But we've seen n00basaurus do that a lot this series, of training in minions.
Right, being very careful with that life total.
Yeah, you saw him do that a lot with the Paladin game. We saw him miss an opportunity to seize the tempo and go face in that Paladin versus Mage game again. And those sorts of decisions add up.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Because now you just drop a... Yeah, the Jormonger does not... Is it Jormonger or Jormonger?
I don't know anything about
All right. I don't
about
either.
about these
I just
about these
assumed it was
cards. but they-
Scandinavian.
Yeah, it does sound very Scandinavian.
I guess he's hoping against hope that he can eke out that last bit of damage, but I'm not sure how.
Yeah, I think we saw swipe from him, and I think we also saw him have. I think he has 2 Savage Roars, so he might be running combo.
I must safeguard the
Just the question
He
is,
might
will he
be.
get in time?
I feel like if he was running 2 Savage Roars and the Force of Nature was an option off the Raven Idol, it would be important to take it.
Yeah. Always discover a card last, folks. It's important that you do that.
Oh, always. Because
Yeah.
you're so sure.
Yeah. Never mind that you could have gotten BGH from it. Nope.
Nope, nope, nope. Well, you run in the... I guess it doesn't matter what order you do it in.
Yeah. Let's see. I think that you just run in the Dr. Boom here.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of value.
Yeah. So 2, 4, 6 puts him at 11 with 3, 5, 7, 9, 10 showing on board. So n00basaurus has 2
well
turns
played.
to come up with something. And oddly enough, as convenient as this Wrath is on that Zombie Child, I think you have to draw with it.
What are you looking for?
It's Ancient of Lore. I know I'm pretty sure he has an Ancient of Lore in his deck. If you play any large minion, Lemur has to answer it.
Right.
Because
A war actually would be really, really nice right now. He does go.
Even Knight of the Wild
no.
would have been pretty good there.
So he's just going to buy a little more time.
Yeah. That's still pretty good. It's still sub 6.
Yeah, but it doesn't kill off anything.
It doesn't kill off anything, and it doesn't change the clock either. Like it's still a 2-turn clock in spite of this.
Yeah, exactly. Because you only needed to get 2 damage.
Yeah.
Since you aren't killing anything. Yeah, I like this. Don't get that. Why wouldn't you use the 2/8 Deathlord?
I'm not sure that I like that. I don't like using the face there because it opens you up. It opens you up to lethal possibilities, more lethal possibilities, and it doesn't really change your win condition.
So if he heals here for 5, 2, 6 on board, 7, 8. Uh-oh.
n00basaurus definitely has draws to pull this out.
He'll need... If he gets another Druid of the Saber, then he's alright. But he's got to top deck it right now.
Hmm. 4, 6, 8.
Yeah.
So he's one off again. Oh man, this cat and mouse game.
This is, yeah. Yeah, there it is. All right.
Got there.
Got him.
Well played.
Is that the series? Is that all 3?
That's all 3. Leumer takes it. Leumer, the dominant force in the 5 spot, who I believe is, surprisingly enough, returning to that 5 spot on the Dream Team next season. He's not in my division, so I'm not worried about it. Actually, wait, I'm not in 5 anymore. But n00basaurus, it was his first season in the league, and I think he did a really great job. And I'm sure that I'm going to hear about misplays that he made and stuff he did wrong, because that's the kind of player he is. But all in all, I think he did all right, and I was glad to see him bring some interesting decks.
Yeah, it was a good series by both of them, and both of them did make very interesting and cool deck choices. I think n00basaurus played it pretty well. I mean, I would say that the largest mistake that he was making consistently involved how he valued damage to his face versus preserving his minions.
Versus preserving minions, yeah.
But other than that, it seemed pretty solid. I really like Lemur's deck choices. I enjoyed the Gadget Sand Mage. Silence Druid isn't exactly a troll deck, but we'll let it through. And the Zoo deck, I mean, I understand that he put in Dreadseed and Sacrificial Pact, but if 90% of that deck is Zoo, it's going to operate in the same way.
Well, but remember, it's not necessarily troll decks. It's just not tier 1 meta decks. I think that the Dreadseed deck, it looked awfully Zooey, but then again, I don't know what a Dreadseed deck looks like. So maybe that was a normal Dreadseed?
Maybe. Well, it looks like Deerjason and Slimsch are actually ready to go in queuing bans right now. And I'm inviting Deerjason for spectating. But it looks like Slimsch is banning Druid.
Yep.
And Deerjason's banning Warlock.
So yeah, everyone, we're headed right into the next match, which is on the opposite end of the seed spectrum. We're watching Deerjason go up against Slimsch. Deerjason, who did extremely well this season at a record of, I believe he only lost 1, maybe he lost 2? I'll look to confirm that real quick, but I can tell you for sure that Slimsch never lost.
Yeah, Slimsch had a perfect season.
Match-wise, he had a perfect season. He went 21-9 on games. And Deerjason went 6-1 on games, 19-6 on matches. So he did extremely well. So this should be a very good match. Honestly, not sure if either of them are capable of not tryharding. So we'll see how this goes.
Alright, I got the spec invite from Deerjason. We're good to go.
Thrall!
For Doomhammer.
Alright, so we see Slimsch with what looks like it's going to be a Malagos Shaman, if I were to guess. And Deerjason has a... Man, looks like it's probably a Reno Warlock, actually. See an Earthen Ring Farseer, a Demon Wrath, Ascension Shieldmaster in his hand. He mulliganed away an Imp Gang boss, which is interesting.
That's definitely interesting.
And Slim's just sitting here with an Emperor Thaurissan, a Crackle, a Lightning Bolt, and an Azure Drake. So if I were to put my money on it...
Keeps the Azure Drake. That's an Elemental Destruction.
Yeah.
And a Farsight. What in the world is going on?
Yeah, it's got to be a Malagos Shaman. I'm willing to bet any amount of money that it's a Malagos Shaman. And Deerjason, that's an Arcane Golem. This is going to be... these are two combo decks going at it right now. Alright, so let's see. Looking right here, Deerjason, he can play the Earthen Ring Farseer here, but if you're playing as this combo deck, I would probably try to draw every turn possible. And he has the Mortal Coil answer here to the 1/1, and he can also tap. And that seems fine. Slimsch isn't exerting any pressure, and by the nature of this match, you can almost guess that it's not going to be an aggro deck in any way. But he still opts for Earthen Ring Farseer. By the nature
of the fact that you've hit turn 3 and haven't seen a Tunnel Shrog.
Well, that, and you know that people aren't playing high tier meta decks. Farsight into Farsight, pretty good. It's not that good.
No, that's not. The only time that's good is when you've got a Gadget Sand down.
Yeah. All right.
And he's just rocking all the new LOE, or not LOE, TGT Shaman spells.
If I were to figure who has an advantage here, I would say Slimsch going in, but Deerjason already has 2 of his combo pieces. And since Deerjason has just more threatening minions than Slimsch does...
Slimsch just has a hand... There's 1 minion in there.
Yeah.
Luckily, he can hit next turn, but...
Right, he has the Elemental Destruction. He doesn't have a Lava Shock to go with it, though. The Doomhammer is an interesting choice to have in this deck. Whenever
I guess it's just too much damage
I couldn't find room. Yeah, it is a lot of damage, but does that mean he's also running Rockbiter Weapon? I would guess not. I find it hard to believe that he'd find room for both Doomhammer and Rockbiter Weapon in the Malagos Shaman deck.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Putting a lot of faith in that healing wave.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I think at this point he's put him on a Reno Warlock. So he's got time. Dunk.
Yikes.
Alright, so the unfortunate thing about that Doomhammer is that it gives him an awkward turn here. The Mana Tide Totem is fine. You don't need to have every spell in your deck go to Deerjason's face to actually do enough damage to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So if you
think
want,
it's okay to Lightning Bolt off the Ooze?
Yeah,
because then the Mana Tide will live.
Yeah, I mean, we know it won't live because you see the Demon Wrath, but if you wanted to go that route, it's definitely justified. All right, well, it didn't matter if it healed for 8 or 14. It really isn't that big of a deal. That extra 3 health.
4 health.
Extra 4 health. Good work. Good work on that math. All right. I think Hex and Lightning Storm is fine.
You think what? Oh, Hex Lightning Storm. Yeah.
It's the first thing I see here. You could also Elemental Destruction Lightning Bolt, but that seems silly.
That's a lot of overload. That's what I was thinking.
Because he doesn't have...
And there's no reason aside from... Yeah, that's the only large target.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Lava Shock or anything.
Right, so he's going into next turn with he'll have 2 mana available.
Yeah.
Although, I guess... No, yeah, the Hex would have cleared as well.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
Hex,
this allows him to play the Mana Tide Totem, but he doesn't do anything at all next turn. Anything. Like, not a thing he does, except for Elemental Destruction again. Alright, Deerjason has a lot of business in his hand. He has so much business that I can't even see what business he has at this point.
Yeah, it's... I can tell what the business costs.
Yeah. But he's got...
Hey, it's a Rock Biter.
Oh, okay. He found a way to get it in there, that's for sure. Definitely value the Rock Biter. Definitely value killing off that 3/3 over being mana efficient here with the totem.
Especially since it's not... I mean, it's mana efficient, but... Like, a hero power, is, by definition, is not the best use of 2 mana.
Right. So now this puts him at 15. Defender of Argus has 2 more. He puts him at 13. In hand right now, Deerjason has 8 plus 4 is 12 damage. So Deerjason is right now 1 off lethal. Because he has the Arcane Golem with Faceless Manipulator and then the Soul Fire that he got from Dark Peddler, and that's 12.
Right. And it's not a big jump to say he could use Hellfire the following turn.
Right.
You've already seen that healing wave.
Yeah, so right now, unless Slimsch gets a healing
He
wave...
needs another healing wave. Or a giant taunt.
Well, he's not going to be able to get a giant taunt with his remaining mana. He'd probably want an Ancestral Knowledge here.
What is a Earthen Elemental cost?
Earth Elemental costs 5.
Damn.
So with the Azure Drake, he wouldn't
Still no
make
good, yeah.
But there's no way he's running that in his deck. Like, we know that, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So that's going to be game 1 for Deerjason.
Oh, yeah.
And
Power overwhelming.
the thing about this Malagos Shaman deck is that if you don't win the first game you play with it, then...
Everyone knows what you're up to.
Yeah, your opponent having a read on that going in definitely affects the mulligan phase. And it definitely affects what decks they queue up with next.
Man, that is a devastating combo for only 3 cards.
I will say though, combo Reno Warlock is a tier 1 deck. I'm just gonna throw that one out there.
Right. That's fair.
I think Slimsch is getting. I think Slimsch is
Embracing the...
He's getting jobbed right now. He's getting jobbed for sure.
Well, he's bringing out the Hunter, so...
Yeah, he's bringing out the Hunter. Deerjason's bringing out a Mage. It's gonna be...
Yes!
For it.
No, boy, we got a mech Hunter.
I watched Slimsch... The first time I ever, like, was exposed to legend players was watching Slimsch beat the Gatekeeper with a mech Hunter.
Oh, good.
I was like, holy crap. I thought that was a deck he played at, like, rank 19.
Yep.
I will hunt you down.
All right, so we got the
Quite
Heart
the
are opening. And Deerjason playing a Temple Mage. Fun decks, Ella Giggle.
Try hard. Well, that'll make any victory Slimsch attains all the more impressive.
All the more impressive if he gets there. So we saw a duplicate be tossed away in the mulligan from Deerjason. If this is the Temple Mage list, I think, then it's running a duplicate and counterspell. And no
Nice
Mirror
block.
Entity. Wait, is that nice block?
Yeah.
Alright, fun decks. We're back to fun decks, guys.
All right.
To my side.
Note appropriate use of face, not the minion with the divine shield.
Yeah. These are one seed all stars.
They sure are.
All right, so he's gonna get 2 Flame Wakers from this.
Yeah. That's a pretty massive tell, I think.
Yeah.
But I guess he's not worried about it because
And
otherwise he just punish.
this Jeeves. Yeah, just play 2 of your 1-drops in hero power.
The light protects me.
Now the thing is that now Deerjason's gonna be able to go Flame Waker, Mirror Image, which is going to be incredibly difficult for. Never mind, it's not going to be difficult for.
No, it's going to be fine.
Look at all of this business.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to go Flame Waker, Arcane Missiles. Yeah, that was a massive top deck.
Yeah,
We'll
and
see
then
what
next turn
this could clean things up big time.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And got him.
What?
Wow.
Oh wow, I'm tilted for Slimsch right now.
Yep. I think you trade in the cog, not the cog, the Clockwork Gnome first because you have the Annoyatron to buff up that Cogmaster anyway. Not sure.
Oh, just to see what you get off your.
Yeah, I mean, his spare part doesn't really matter. He wants to play Jeeves instead, and that's also fine. Just got to make sure that spare part is something that he wants to play. That's a good one. Oh man, that's a really good spare part to get there. It's probably the best one to get.
That was a great play. I think I don't think a lot of people would have taken into account the extra card in your hand from the spare part.
Yep. Got him. Yeah, unfortunately it just gets answered by Flame Cannon. And now, unless he gets a Huffer from this, I don't see how Slimsch can get back into it.
Well, what does Metal Tooth Leaper do? Give your other mechs +2 attack. Well, that's not bad.
It's not bad. But it doesn't give them any more health. And that's really what we're worried about here.
Right.
At least as it came to the Flame Waker. But he got the Huffer that he needed. And now the mirror image is going to do a lot of work because he's going to have a huge mana worm. So with the mirror image paying off that, I think that it's okay to want to play the second mirror image, but I think that he's playing around Unleash the Hounds, and that's also perfectly fine.
I think that's, yeah, I agree. That was fortunate. That doesn't feel very good. I feel like, I don't know, what do you think? Do you think you could sit for another turn on the Metal Tooth? Or are you just out of options?
I think you're out of options, and I think you have to seize the board at all costs against a Tempo Mage at this phase of the game, because as soon as they stop having stuff to do, as soon as they stop having answers to your board, they lose the game. And it's not like Slimsch as a hunter is going to have options to draw into a lot of things to capitalize off of that Metal Tooth Leaper in the future.
Well, there you go.
All right, so this quick shot is incredibly good pickup here. So he gets rid of that Source's Apprentice and hopefully picks up a mech here. Got him.
Whoa, there you go.
I am ready.
This is interesting with all these uncommon decks. I feel like there have been a lot of really empty hands. Not the last match with the 2 combo decks, but largely a lot of top decking going on.
Yeah, but in this top decking war, the Tempo Mage definitely wins. Especially since Deerjason's Tempo Mage is a serious Tempo Mage deck, and Slimsch's deck is a Mech Hunter deck. So just the quality of draws are gonna favor Deerjason for sure.
Absolutely.
But the reversing switch here is very... that was very smart.
That's really good. So what does that mean? It's a 2/3 now? Yeah, it has +2 attack.
Yeah, it's a 2/3 right now, yep.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That's not gonna feel too good. So right now, Slimsch. So what do you think the largest minions are in this deck? You think he probably has a Doctor Boom, yeah?
I think he probably has a Dr. Boom. I'm surprised he just played the Leaper like that.
He has no choice. What's he waiting for?
Dr. Boom. I guess it costs too much though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it only costs 3.
No, but even you can't wait for that, right? Because I mean, like, what are you hoping for? To draw Doctor Boom in one of your next couple of turns when you have 14 cards left?
Yeah. It's just, I mean, right now you basically are throwing him out as a sacrifice, and it doesn't even phase Jason.
Yeah.
I doubt there are piloted sky golems. Yeah. In this. So I don't think I don't think there are high mains. So it may not get any bigger than Shredder, aside from the one boom.
Look at these. Look at that Flamewaker just do work. Look at that Flamewaker just body Slimsch. Alright, so...
Well, without
Slimsch
kill command... Oh, uh-oh.
Oh, well, that was a good game while it lasted.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's all he needed. He just needed one of these 4 missiles to go face.
All right, well, Jason's up 2-0.
Jason's up 2-0. What classes are left for either player? Let's see.
Slimsch banned Warlock, right?
Slimsch banned Druid, and Deerjason banned
Jason
Warlock.
banned Warlock.
Right.
So Jason
Slimsch
still has his Warrior.
Yes. Alright, so let's see this meta Warrior deck go up against Slimsch's off-meta.
You asked for it.
Oh, it's a meta patron.
Yep. Now, if Slimsch is playing Echo Mage, then he's favored. I see Echo of
How
Medivh
so?
there. Okay, so the thing about the Echo Mage matchup against Patron is that the Echo Mage matchup tends to run more board clears than most Mage decks. Like, it tends to run even double Flame Strike, whereas Freeze Mage decks are just going for 1 at this point. And I'm not really sure how the Refreshment Vendor fits in, but we'll keep going with this Echo Mage route.
Right.
And
It's pretty
now-
clearly not Reno.
Yeah. And not only that, but the Grim Patron Warrior just doesn't have enough answers to the threats that the Echo Mage puts out, as long as the Echo Mage is able to clear the initial pressure, the first wave of pressure from the Patron Warrior, then that's when they can start getting down things like the Emperor Thaurissan behind a duplicate, the Giants, when the health is low enough.
Yeah,
it's-
but
yeah,
that's risky to get your health low enough.
Well, low enough, like even no, but well, the patrons aren't charging, so you're
That's
just
true.
worried about being above 12.
Right. Okay.
And as soon as you get any giant down behind a duplicate, even if you're at 17 and the board is empty and you play a 7-mana Molten Giant behind a duplicate, it's fine. Alright, so I guess he wants to set the Mirror Entity. Yep, that's what he goes for. So this Mirror Entity looks like it's going to snipe a Lothep.
That is such a clogged hand for Slimsch.
Yeah, I think that, yeah,
I
you
think you
just
just throw it down. Yeah.
on a Refreshment Vendor. You know, the heal isn't. Yeah, I think this is definitely an Echo Mage, and I think the Refreshment Vendor is in there just for more sources of heal. Got it. It works,
This is
Slim.
huge.
Get your money, girl. Get that Lothep. All right.
So I think you just. Oh.
you straight it.
Yeah.
If you're Slimsch, you win by making this game go on for quite a while. So The health total on Deerjason's face just doesn't matter because you're going to be spamming 8/8 soon.
What to do?
Oh, well, not soon, but eventually.
Right, soon enough that you'll be
Right.
able to just override however much he's. Yeah.
Right. His armor doesn't matter.
The only way it matters is if he has enough to shield slam, but Patron doesn't run that, so.
Right. All right. So I think that if you're Deerjason, you use one of these battle rages here.
He agrees.
Not sure if you use 2 of them, but now you can just play the Acolyte of Pain.
Pain, speak to me.
Oh, that's a good pickup. That's a really good pickup for Slimsch.
Yeah.
You want it? I got it.
And either Forgotten Torch or Arcane Elect, to be honest. I kind of favor Forgotten Torch because you know that it's a patron deck and you don't have a board wipe yet in your hand. And you figure the patrons are coming down soon. So with Frostbolt and Forgotten Torch, you at
Frostbolt,
least have
yeah.
answers.
The other option is that you use the Intellect to dig a little deeper. But
Yeah.
I think I agree with you on the Forgotten Torch.
I mean, either route is fine. There was one wrong answer, and it was Cone of Cold.
Yeah.
All right, that's
There
a
we
good
go.
pickup.
That's what he's been looking for.
Yeah. The one time he was punished for drawing, he was punished for drawing, for the one time you're punished for not maximizing your armor. Because if he drew first, he could have just overridden the Fire War Axe and swung with the Death Bite instead to set up for patrons this turn.
That's a good point. How do you feel about... Oh, that worked out really well.
Many secrets.
Do you think that was the plan? Because it seemed to me like Coin Conjurer would have been a fine move.
Yeah, I think Coin Conjurer was... Okay, so I'm really banking on this being a Giants Mage, right, with Echo.
Uh-huh.
Now, if it's not that, then this play is fine, because what are you duplicating anyway? But if it is, then I really hate the thought process
Duplicate
behind
the vendor.
yeah, duplicating any of these minions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, huge pickup.
That's big.
He just Conjure again. He wants to play 2 minions instead. I think you're running this 1/1 though.
Get your funnel cakes here.
I think you're definitely running that 1/1 because you don't really care about you don't really care about the unstable ghoul creating more patrons, but you know that 1/1's gonna die to the minion because you have the Flame Strike. If you didn't have the Flame Strike, then you probably wouldn't run in that 1/1 to make it more difficult for him to kill off his unstable ghoul without running it into that 3/4, but it's fine. Either way, he has the Flame Strike. None of this matters.
Right.
Now, Deerjason doesn't have a Whirlwind effect in his hand yet, but he still has the Dr. Boom and the Acolyte of Pain to play next turn. Which is most likely what will come down. He could instead go for Sludge Belcher, Korkron Elite, and Execute on this 3/3, but I don't think you want to use your second Execute here.
On something so trivial.
Yeah. He could also charge in this Grommash Hellscream into this 3/3, but I think that Dr. Boom Acolyte of Pain is the best line of play here.
Pain, speak to me.
Double
Well,
Echo.
you can get lots more refreshment vendors.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, well, you have the Polymorph for the 7/7, so that's not really problematic. I think you can play the other real Conjurer here, though.
It's going to feel bad, though, when Boombots clear the Conjurer and the Bender. Oh, this is not bad.
Is it?
Oh,
It's
wait.
not bad.
Isn't it?
It's pretty. I mean, he's gonna be able to clear this board, but like, what the heck was that? Like, what else are you gonna polymorph, right? Because okay, so you can polymorph the
Yeah.
Grommash Scream. That's the next best polymorph target in this deck, but more likely, the most likely scenario is this Grommash Hellscream gets played on a lethal turn.
Right.
So there's actually
That's what's
nothing else to polymorph.
And these elites would have been a lot nicer to.
Yeah. Yeah, look at this. Listen, Slimsch, when you watch this back, I know that you're playing against a guy playing meta decks when you're playing fun decks. I understand that you might be tilted, but let's be real, bro. Let's be real for a second. The heck was
He's
that?
gonna say, calm down, lineman. All right, I just drew Flame Strike. But he's not gonna use it. He's too cool for that.
You gotta save the Flame Strike for when patrons come back again.
The other patrons, yeah. Oh, nice. Need to duplicate this one.
Yeah.
Well, he is got lethal? 12, 16, 19. Oh, he's one off.
He's one off.
No, he's way more than one off.
Alright, these anti-kill bots are going to do work now. But he's
Big
going to
time.
get in with this Grommash in order to...
Well, now that polymorph's gonna matter.
Yeah, now the polymorph is going to matter. You know what, Slimsch? When you watch this back... sometimes things work out, and I'm proud of you for
sticking with it.
For sticking to your guns, my friend. So now what's better here? Anti-Killbot or Sludge Belcher? No, he's dead to Sludge Belcher because of the execute. It's gotta be the Anti-Killbot.
Right. Worst case, it's Gorehowl, and he's dead anyway.
Deerjason's gonna go in.
Yeah.
He's gonna go in, no regrets.
Well, if he lives through the next turn, I expect the Sludge Belcher to die. But if he can echo back heal bots, that's going to be massive.
Alright, so Healbot Sludge Belcher, does that save him though because of the execute?
Oh, he's going to go for the vendor.
Well, the vendor strictly saves less damage, right? The Sludge Belcher is 7.
Well, 7 unless he has a way around it.
Unless he has an execute. So 4, 8, 12, 13.
Also, the Sludge Belcher technically takes 1 more than your face could because of the Death Bite.
Right.
So it only saves 6.
Yeah. Well,
Made to fit. Armor.
it would have saved. It would have saved him 5 damage.
But he healed 4. So yeah, it would have definitely saved more than
Yeah.
he healed. Well, rip. That's a whole lot of armor.
Yeah, it's a lot of armor, but again, the armor doesn't matter, right? Because he's going to win this by repetitive damage. Also, Deerjason only has 2 cards left in his deck. And Slimsch has 10.
Ooh. That's certainly relevant.
It's incredibly relevant. Now, but you know what else is relevant? Not having an answer to patrons.
Because here comes a lot of them.
A lot of patrons and a clear board. So what does Slimsch need to do here? He needs to...
Oh, he's kind of
He can throw a Conjure into a Frost Nova.
And yeah, but then he's got to have something the next turn.
Yeah, he has outs to extend this game though. That's for sure.
More cakes.
Wait, is Jeweled Scarab better?
Jeweled Scarab, yeah, you can do both.
You want it?
You can look twice
Yes.
for the Nova.
All right. Oh my God.
Right, well, he knows
Oh my
what to do
God.
next turn.
If he Jeweled Scarab first, then he could feel much better about taking that Flame Strike. Oh my God. And that's gonna do it.
Ah, it's too bad.
Yeah, I think that Jeweled Scarabing first was better because the only cards that save you are 3-mana cards. So you wanna go hard
Right,
for the card that saves you first, and then you can go with the other Rogue Conjurer for a follow-up spell.
Yep.
But he did it in a reverse order where he had the option there to take an Ice Block.
Ice Barrier.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he screwed anyway.
Ice
Yeah,
Block.
I think it was Ice Block. He definitely would have taken it.
I see.
But I completely agree.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's going to be a 3-0 for Deerjason with his fun decks forehead. And Slimsch, he put on a show. He brought some fun stuff.
Sure did.
But, high tier deck.
Deerjason, 48 legend right now. What?
Yeah.
And Slimsch is already playing HOTS. Nice.
Yeah. Well.
All right. Well, do we have word on if I'm gonna throw down with Jack Sox here for our Wicked Wednesday bronze match?
Oh, I have no idea. I have no clue.
We gotta ask Jack Sox.
Well, where is he? I don't want to ask in the chat because I don't want to imply that it's over just yet.
Yeah. Also, real quick, All Stars is 1-1, blue and the red.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, All Stars is 1-1, but Deerjason got a sweep, whereas Leumer won 3-1.
Are we scoring this like a normal THL week?
I think
I
so.
guess it would make sense to, right? Yeah.
So it's going to come down to the other three now, because those two matches were lopsided in both directions.
And what happened? Leumer won 3-1.
I believe so, if I recall correctly.
So.
Yeah, so that's that's
Still,
one.
yeah, pretty close. 1 point difference. Yep.
It's going to come down to you, Hertz, don't it?
Well, that's the dream.
That's the dream. Comes down to you, so you can continue
Versus
your
Gideon, who's our next pickup for Storm.
fourth.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I think that if he beats me, he should get to play in the third, and I'll just hang out down at the fourth.
Stay in your comfort zone.
Exactly. Shit gets real at rank 3.
So there's no sign of Jack Sox. I think he's probably spending time with the missus as threatened.
Yes.
As threatened.
So I guess that's gonna be it for
Right.
us tonight. We will have more matches tomorrow night. You'll get to see
Yeah,
me play
have a bunch of matches.
my non-tier 1 decks, but not.
Well, the nice thing
also
about
troll
you
decks.
playing in the All-Star is that non-tier 1 decks are just like your regular THL decks.
Yeah, exactly.
But he doesn't usually play on stream, so it's still going to be something new and different for everybody.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Sign off there. Good night.
All right. Night, everyone.